this is a lily as well, but not like a daylily.
Right.
These are called the exotic Starfire Lilies. They're 5, you get 5 of them. These are annuals, and you're gonna get 5 of those for $23.98. And Court Wallin is joining me. You were telling me these are from South Africa.
They're from South Africa, and I want to just say, woohoo, let's get the party started.
All right.
These are like an explosion of fireworks in your garden. And Mary Beth, everybody loves to collect our lilies.
Yeah.
And well, this is a new one to collect. It's rare and unusual. They're from South Africa. And they couldn't be any easier to grow. They look like explosions of fireworks in your garden. Let's look at how the stills we have, the photographs, because they really put our studio samples to shame.
Yeah.
But each one of these flower stems is about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. And it's comprised of hundreds and hundreds of these little flowers. There they are starting to open. They almost look like a paintbrush like that.
Yeah.
And there we have them just in a row, and one little bulb will spread and give you multiple flowers every season. These bloom, come into full glory at the appropriate time. 4th of July for your picnics and your barbecues. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now here's the other thing. This is for zones 8 through 11. And so it's usually more of the warmer climates.
I'll explain what that means.
Yeah, please.
So these are winter hardy to zone 8, which is about 29 degrees.
Okay.
All right. So if you live in an area that is colder than that, like here in Pennsylvania, simply raise your bulbs like you do with your begonias. Or, you know what though? Look, this makes a beautiful indoor house plant.
Because I was just saying, look at these leaves.
Look at the leaves.
These leaves are absolutely gorgeous. You look like you've painted them with varnish.
I know.
But these are the way the leaves are. They're just shiny and beautiful like that.
And these are hummingbird magnets. To give you an example, I have a niece, her name is Carly. She lives down in Florida, and she just got her driver's license this year.
Oh boy.
But when she was an itty bitty little girl, and my mom and dad were alive. You remind me of my mom, by the way.
Oh, you're sweet.
When she was younger, like you, just pretty, just features everything.
I take that as a compliment.
It's a high compliment. My mother's very dear to us, and she was Roberta. So we're named
exactly.
that. But we had a 4th of July picnic, and my little niece Carly said, Uncle Court, come here, there's a big bug on the flowers. So I went out there, and it was a hummingbird, but she was like, you know, little girl, never seen a hummingbird before. But let me show you how easy they are to grow, too.
Not only do they, you know, really attract the butterflies and the hummingbirds, etc., but they also are resistant to deer and rabbits.
That's right.
And that's nice to know, too.
And here's another thing that our customers really like. And by the way, it's been 2-3 years since we were able to get enough quantity of these to bring back to QVC.
Yeah.
And these are the bulbs. People love the bulbs because they're the same shape as the flowers. They're round. Now let's walk around out front, and I'll show you how easy they are to plant.
I was saying how my card says they're annuals, but if we bring the bulbs in,
it's totally
can it be perennial?
It really is.
Okay, it's
like
perennial.
It is really a perennial that has to be brought inside because it don't take the cold.
Right.
But I'm going to ask you to do some work.
Okay,
all right.
I can do that.
So all you do is you fill up a container with fast-draining potting mix or garden mix and set it right in the pot.
Just like that? Just like that?
That's it.
Okay.
You know what? You don't even have to cover this with a 1/2 inch of soil. Even easier than my begonias that are like the world's easiest. So folks, grow these with your children. They can't mess it up. A good chance to pick up your Flower Magic or your Spray and Flourish and use that every time you water your plants.
Right, that's great.
And they're going to come into flower and bloom.
This. I mean, if you look at this now, how many, you're getting 5 of the bulbs.
You're getting 5.
How many would this be in that
Well,
pot?
if you want it nice and full like that right away, you can put 2 or 3 in the same pot and you'll get something like this. Otherwise, Mary Beth, they do multiply. So this is what one of your bulbs would look like by the 3rd year.
Wow.
By the 3rd year.
And look at how, I mean, these really spread out. I think they look so great. Here's the other thing. This one too, just to let you know, these will bloom for about 1 to 2 months approximately?
Yes, July. They really come into full bloom. You'll see them opening like that. They're not quite in full bloom yet, but full bloom around the 4th of July everywhere in the country. And then a good long time you'll have your flowers on your plants, July into August. But look at that. Folks, this is a lily. Everybody knows how easy lilies are to grow. Everybody loves to collect all of our different lilies. And these are hummingbird magnets. The hummingbirds will find these from the next county over.
Especially because they're bright.
Bright, yeah, that bright orange-red color, the perfect color for hummingbirds.
So easy to plant.
Yes.
And by the way, too, you can grow these indoors. Let's say
beautiful
you
indoor
have
plant.
an apartment and you don't want to, you know, basically, you don't have any yard to plant it in.
No.
You could just do it in a pot and then put the pot out maybe on your balcony.
And you really
in the
don't
summer.
even need to. If you have a bright window, you can grow it inside all year long because these actually don't need the hot sun. They'll just take partial light,
I see.
which means a few hours of sun in the morning or a few hours of sun in the evening. But this is what you get.
So how cool would that be? For this to be in your home and blooming around 4th of July.
Yeah.
You know, and you got people coming over and they're like, what in the world are those? Well, those are Starfire Lilies.
Starfires from South Africa.
Exotic from South Africa. That's the thing, Court, I wanted to ask you really quickly.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about how you go all over the world. Explain why, or kind of where you go.
I'll tell you, my grandmother started the business and she would travel all around the world. And she would pick up unusual plants and bring them back to fairs and flower shows. And we continue that tradition today, only now we're able to bring the flower show to your living room.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, you don't. And you get the best plants from all around the world that are super easy to grow, like these Starfire Lilies from South Africa.
Check that out. If you want to get those, remember those are outdoor or indoor. If you are in a wintry climate, then you would need to bring the bulbs in every winter, but then replant them the next spring.
Absolutely.
And that would be wonderful.
If you're going to leave them in the container,